Welcome to the next installment of the Dismount Podcast, and today we are discussing episode 55, Strength. What does it look like to stand the test of time? So, that's a nice boulder, boulders are rock hard. That's strength, right? Moving a boulder, pushing it up a hill. Well, that's only one form of strength that we like to glorify so often. Atlas holding up the world and all that fun jazz and whatnot. So, this podcast is don't trust us, trust yourself. That's what we always say. This is not a do as we say. This is a take from us and learn some lessons and ride along and find out for yourself. So we put together 6 questions. We journal on them. We come together as a group and we discuss those. Today, we got Jeff, we got Derry, we got myself, Zach, and it's time to rip right into question 1. And question 1 for strength. This episode. When was a moment in your life where you realized your strength, not in theory, but because you had to show up and endure? You got this one, D?
Yeah, sure. So I could have gone a few different routes here on my end, I think. But I did decide that back in 2017, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease, which sounds like, oh man, you got bit by a tick, you're cool. No, I lost complete control of my muscles in my face. I couldn't go outside and be in sunlight. I couldn't stand when I got to the ER, bro. And then the months after, I mean, you guys saw me, like I had like the scream mask face, like I laughed like this.
Everybody's like, what'd he say?
What'd he say? My favorite word in the English dictionary got taken out. I couldn't say fuck. I could go hawk. It was tough, dude. So unfortunately, those are the funny parts now that those things are gone. But I went full depression mode. I gained 30 pounds. I started drinking. I was already in a bad place I'd lost a job, started a new job I didn't really appreciate. I'm starting another job I didn't appreciate. I was in a shitty relationship. I didn't see the people I loved a lot. I just, it sucked. It was a really bad stretch for me.
I will never forget being at Mad Mex.
Dude,
and the Haas.
Goated story.
Haas just being an absolute. This is when we realized that Haas is a good person, but she's an asshole.
She's one of us. She
can really get into you real slightly and just smooth.
Yeah.
This guy can't even drink his water and just has his mouth all messed up. He's trying to drink his water, and Anastasia cannot stop laughing at him. Just laughing at him. Just not even just not laughing with him. Just
straight laughing.
Laughing
What's
at
wrong
him.
with you? I got bit by a fucking tick, Haas.
No, it was more like,
She's like, what's wrong with your boy?
bro, it got to my eyes wouldn't close. I couldn't drink water. It was crazy. And we were up at Ledges. I had to go home for Ledges.
Yeah.
That weekend we were up there to see, I think it was The Movement and Stupid and all those bands.
You went white.
I was out, bro. I turned into a ghost. I'm lucky it wasn't worse, honestly, dude. It attacked the shit on me, and I went too long with diagnosis. I was down in Florida. I had a fever. They were like, there's no tick bites in Florida, so they're like, oh, it's allergic reaction. Here's a Z-Pack. I went, okay, and it did, and it faded away, and I came back even stronger, and it sucked. So, all that being said, that was honestly close to a 2-year stretch of me fully getting over. I ended up getting a job with that face work. With my job in oil and gas, I went and interviewed, and I was like, hello, sir, I'd like to get a job, please. The dude hired me. I couldn't even close my mouth.
I didn't know that.
Bro, I went in, Zach, our neighbor.
Yeah.
He brought me in, and he was like, dude, 2 weeks later, I was perfectly fine. He was like, oh, I got this guy. He's in sales. He's going to be great. I come in like, hello, sir. How are you doing? He's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Who did you bring
Who
me?
the fuck is this guy? Yeah. So, so anyway, it kind of boiled over when I got broken up with in 2019. Ended a shitty relationship. Probably best thing that could have ever happened at that point, because what it did was got me back into a place where I could be around the people I wanted to, that I wasn't around for a few years. I had to kind of build it back up, though. I was sleeping on my brother's floor. I had to scrape together enough money to get my own apartment. I had to then start a new job in soccer where I wanted to be, and just that was awesome. Great chance. I start to feel like myself again. I started exercising. started doing the things that I want to do for myself, and then COVID hit. And like 3 months later, so then straight isolation for people, at least early on. And, like maybe you could like everyone knows how that goes. You know, you start trusting people, folks coming over, whatever. But I had to make that conscious decision that like I just went through all this shit, and there's a very good opportunity for me to just go right back into fucking full depression mode. And I didn't. I started running with my dog every day, multiple times a day. The people in my neighborhood were like, are you okay? Like you're like going on runs. Or I was like, no, it's a dog. The dog just has a lot of energy. And it was really just me. Like he did have a lot of energy, but I was like, that was my vehicle to get like that out of me, which was really good, dude. I mean, I'm really proud of the way I took that. And that for me was a sign of like where I had to really show my strength to myself. And I actually realized it was like that period of like going through all that shit and then being able to take my own life back into my own hands and control it. And then through COVID and those like 6 months of like getting back into shape and controlling my life again, even when like I got a chance to work in a job I wanted for years that got shut off in like 3 months, pretty much. I got like a really cool 3-4 month stretch of like, oh, dude, this is perfect. And then it got shut off. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I just got this opportunity, you know? But for me to like flip that around, make it a positive, and then 6 months later, say by my birthday in 2020, it was like a completely different person. And that type of strength where there's a million other different things I think I could have brought to the table on this point of like when I realized my own strength, I know how strong I am. But that one specifically, I'm proud of because like I'll look back at that when I feel low, even nowadays. Like, remember that time? Like, remember what you did? Remember that mindset you had? Like, that's where I feel like I showed up for the most for myself.
It gives you that basis of all the things that, look at how much I was able to go through.
Yeah.
What is this today? This is just a Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it was cool because I was able to, like, I bounced back and it wasn't just like a, like, temporary thing. Like, I feel like I rewired a lot of stuff there for a while. And it was one of those things, again, where I like to reach back for that and say, hey, like, that's an opportunity where I showed myself I had a lot of strength deep down on the side for myself, not for other people, not being there for anyone else but myself. And I was able to carry myself really far in that stance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about yourself, big dog?
Honestly, for me, man, like you talk about strength, like, but like most people look at strength as like physical, like a lot of people do, but like I look at mental strength. Like for me, like I went through a crazy period. Like if you ever know anybody that's a nurse or in the medical field, dude, it's a tough field. Like smart people don't make it. And like, you know, you learn that.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, like, it's through the experiences that, like, for me, like, I realized that, like, I was going through nursing school, dude. Like, you hear nursing school's hard, it's tough. It's like anything you've ever done, and you go, whatever. You know, I think I have the skills to be a good nurse. I like to take care of people. I feel like I want to have a life of service. This is a good career choice for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you go, all right, you start school. And I'll be honest with you, up until nursing school, I never really had moments in my life where things challenged me. You know, it was like, you know, school, high school, public high school at that. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Barely went to school, you know, made it through that. You know, nursing school comes around, like the first semester's okay. You know, it's like, this is all right. I got to buckle down a little bit. And then boom, you know what I mean? Like I was in my second semester. And dude, like I failed my midterm, and I was like, I didn't realize like shit's weighted. Like that's when I learned like what a weighted exam is. I was like, whoa, what do you mean? My grade went from 92 to 63 over one test. I was like, what? And there's only 2 left? You mean this shit is over if I fail one more of these? Boom, boom, boom. Like I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like like you're. Like mental toughness has to kick in, bro. Like you have to sit down, like these, like you got to buckle down and go. I have to get it together. Like, and that's what I did. Like, dude, like I was like, all right, hold up. I was like, I'll tell you, day 1 of nursing school, like this is what I seen, dude. We were in the classroom, a bunch of girls in there chilling, everybody's talking. They handed us a packet this thick, and said, "There's a test next week." This girl got up and walked out. Seriously, she just said. Next week? Yeah, this ain't for me. Like, done. Got up and walked out, and I was like, oh, shit, what did you do, bro? What did you get you? But that was the beginning, so I knew it was going to be tough, but I just it didn't click yet. But when I failed that test, dude, that was it. Like, I locked in. Like, you talk about some, like, mental tough. Dude, I never got another bad grade again after that. Like, I fucking 4.0, graduated top of my class.
Yeah.
My classmates didn't even know I had a fucking 4.0. They didn't even know. We had that COVID graduation. The names are rolling up the screen, and they're like, You know, they said my name, Jeffrey Ingram, Magnum Cum Laude, and my classmates are like, text me, yeah, motherfucker.
Just sitting on the
top
couch.
of the class, bro. I'm like, hey, man, you know? It's like people see that and they go, like, and I will tell you, like, nursing school is tough, man. Like, I know people, like, I was doing the OBGYN rotation at Forbes. Dude, I swear to God, this lady, she was a nurse, but she was a doctor first.
Yeah.
She told me straight up, nursing school was harder than med school. Straight up told me that. Like, I will tell you, I've been in school with people who, like the mental toughness it takes to get through nursing school, dude, it's tough. Like, you see girls all the time who are like, all their whole dream is to be a nurse. I just want to do this. They put their fucking heart, mind, soul. They put every squeeze all the juice, bro.
Yeah.
They get all the juice, and then they fail. Like, it's done. Dream's over. You gave it everything. It's like, that's when I realized, I'm like, yo, you got something here. Like, when you put your mind to shit, dude, that was crazy. That was precision.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get another bad grade, bro. And I use that throughout my life now. Like, I lock in. Like, when I'm able to mentally lock in on something and I know what it means. Like, you know, if I lose this, like, when I got that grade, dude, I was like, you about to fuck up everything you worked so hard for. Everything. The people that love you. The people that look at you and go, damn, I was about to be proud of him, yo. What the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what make you lock in.
It takes that brutal honesty. Like, for me, it took brutal honesty. Like, going into, like, 2020, and I'm like, dude, okay, I just started picking the pieces back up. And now I have this opportunity that I could either lean into it, or I could sit at home every day and drink and hang out and play video games and sit in my hole and disappear if I want for 6 months, and either be a totally worse person for it or a complete different version of myself. And I'm very proud of the way I approached that. But for you too, it's the same brutal honesty. It's like, you could have went two routes. You could have been the same person, said, you know, right through the pages and like, nope, I'm good. Absolutely not. But the way you locked in, man, it shows a lot about yourself.
Appreciate it, bro. Got to.
Yeah.
Got to lock in.
What about you?
I think the locking in too, isn't it so cool that after you go through this period of, I locked in and I went after something and I accomplished it, whether, you know, you got all the way there, 90%, halfway, you showed yourself something that you were able to do that was not something originally in your mindset of capabilities, right?
At all. Like, at all, bro. I grew up in the projects, poor. Like, I don't have nothing to look forward to.
Yeah.
Like, my whole life to that point has been, okay, you can make it. All right, you got a little job. Okay, you do it. And then, boom, I met a girl who's got a career. Oh, shit. What's a career? Like, what the fuck? There's more to life than just fucking graduating high school and getting a job. You know, she straight up asked me, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do after high school? Sound like fucking Elmer Fudd. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, but I watched her do it. She's like my little protege, my wife, dude. I watched her do it. I said, oh, I thought I could do it. Oh, you did that, baby. That's easy. Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Wild, man. Absolutely. Zach, what about you, man?
I would say there's been a couple different instances in my life whenever I have been able to realize my strength actually in the situation. And one of them is definitely whenever my parents were moving from our childhood house and moving into the house that they're now in a little bit nicer of an area. And my dad, you know, working on that house, my dad goes off the back, you know, deck and just splits his pelvis open, and now he's not doing shit. Went out to try to go spray a bee's nest, climbed out onto what would be the roof of their deck.
Forgot all about
the
this.
deck only goes 3/4 of the way of the whole span of the back of the house. So he's just thinking he's walking on roof, right? And spraying the bee's nest that's up in the gutter on the second story. Motherfucker never had a second story before, right? You know? I mean, he did when he was growing up, but not his personal houses, you know? Yeah. He's not thinking, he walked right off the roof. And when my dad went down with that, you know, my dad was out for the count for a long time, rehabbing at my grandma's house, living there. And I say we, Anastasia and I literally moved my entire family from like their OG house to their now second house and just moved everything, all the stuff that my parents were buying to put into their bigger house and all that stuff, got it all organized and put together. And just in that situation, I was early 20s, and it was kind of one of those things where it was like, man, I really looked at Anastasia and thought like, holy shit, like you're just kind of riding with me, and like whatever we have to do, like You're not bitching about shit. Like you're just like, let's just roll. Like let's do it. You know, and all that we only broke one glass. You know,
Nice.
can't beat that. It was the glass window though on a
that's a biggie.
it was a little bit bigger than just one glass. But yeah, that a strap went bungee cord just went ting right, smashed the glass on that one dresser. But outside of that, or china cabinet, whatever the hell it was, dude, it was cool to have someone in your life when you're still early in a relationship and go through something like that, because there's been different scenarios in my life where, like, for instance, the one that, you know, people always question, like, I have nothing against the medical, like, whole industry.
Yeah.
I think there's so much greatness that comes out of it, but I'm very skeptical on a regular basis. I'll be blunt, super blunt.
I work in it and I'm skeptical, bro. You good. Validated, bro.
But whenever, like, my dog, the only, like, real true loss that I've, like, really, and you said this last week, or last week when we were recording on Worst Day, I don't really know how much, like, real deep, like, gut-wrenching loss that I've experienced in my life before. And it hasn't been an astronomical ton. But when I lost my dog, dude, that was the one that just really floored me, because we went to the doctor, had a hot spot. She said, oh, it's a hot spot. We'll treat it like it's a hot spot. And my mom's like, you want to go get a second opinion? I was like, no, I want to trust them. Like, this is their job. Like, I'm going to trust them. Like, we've been coming here for how long? Dude, this was like an intermediate, like, lady who was coming in to, like, work at this place. She was all about the money. And I'm trusting the people because I thought, like, oh, dude who we trust, he hired her, so gonna trust that. We come back because the one night, probably about a week later, he popped it open. And then Anastasia and I woke up, there was just blood everywhere. And dude popped it open. We get back and we go to the vet that day, and she's like, lady comes walking out and she looks at it and she goes, oh, I knew it was cancer. And I was like,
what do you mean you knew it?
and that floored me. That was when everything, when it came down to, like, the medical, you know, whole industry, health, all that was like complete eye opener to me. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, and that was one of those situations where I stayed strong in that situation, didn't make a big deal out of it, because old Zach wanted to fucking lose his shit in that situation. Like, what? What? You know, Zen Zach was a little bit different. I mean, it's taken me a long time to get to this level, but that Zach, you know, 6-7 years ago, he was lucky he was that Zen in that moment, because that was not cool, man. That was a bummer. That was a fucking huge bummer.
I've had a similar story. I won't go off the rails, but yeah, they got me for $2,000 up at Banfield, dude. My big pity. Oh, we think he has cancer, dude. My heart's broken. We just got the boy. He's broke. You know. Oh, it was an accident. Sorry, we made a mistake.
It's the involvement of money, dude. Like, I had something
100%.
I had something as small as Kodak had like an eye infection or something when I took him to Banfield. I took him to the same place. Dude, my dog can barely see out his eye, and they're sitting there pitching me on their year-long insurance. I said, can you please just get my dog a prescription for his eye? Like, I barely have enough money to eat my own food. I'm bringing my dog here, and you're pitching me on $800. Like, I get it, but like, dude's doing a sales pitch to me. Like, I'm in a freaking timeshare. I'm like, bro, what are we doing here?
How
like,
much money you can save?
Yeah,
dude,
it's not about how much money I can save.
Right
it's
now.
like, I got. Do I have enough money to cover his prescription for his eye? Like, what are we talking about, bro? So, that kind of stuff is tough, man, to deal with too. And I guess that'll go into our second bit. Our second question today would be, why do you think we often underestimate our own strength? And what would change if we saw ourselves the way others see us at our best? And I think for me, on my side, one thing I've noticed would be, unfortunately, it's not about me underestimating my own strength. I've mentioned this to Zach and my girlfriend in the past, but it's this idea of probably strength fatigue. I am so sick of being strong that it is now exhausting to me for when opportunities arise that I have to be strong. I'm just like, God fucking damn it, dude. I want to be a little weak bitch right now. Like, I've been strong for so long. When I was trying to think of the answer for our first question when I'm journaling on this stuff, I was like, I could come up. I have a laundry list of different scenarios I could have brought up that I've experienced in my life. And I just picked the Lyme disease one because it seemed like it was the most normal. I could do this whole episode by myself if I wanted to. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we all probably could, to be honest, if we're being true with ourselves. But I think what was crazy for me is, like, the biggest thing for me was like I never underestimate my own strength for the most part, but I think I could find more value in leaning into the people around me who support me through those situations. So like, you know, whether it was when I lost my dog and I had people like Zach around me, like I talked about in our previous episode, or you know, when I had Lyme disease, and just knowing that like people were there, my mom caring for me, like my family wanting to be there for me, those folks being around me, that was such a big part for me on my side. And I think like if I could just see myself through their eyes a little bit more, that would help me, because I think a lot of it for me, and I've stewed on this a lot too, like the victim mentality type stuff. But if I could just see like how, you know, my family, my siblings, my parents look at me and lean into that person more and know like, oh, that guy is always persevering, always doing the right things, always showing up when he needs to. Like, yeah, that might be exhausting for me to truly believe, but in reality, like that is probably the person of like who I am at my best. And if I can lean into that as much as I can, then it isn't an idea of like underestimating my own strength. Like I know I am strong, but I think on my side, it does turn into a bit of like, in those times where I'm feeling tired or I don't have the ability, like I could then lean on those types of people who reassure me of who I am, and then just believe that. Because if I can just lean into what they have to say a little bit more, then you know the world's my oyster. I can go attack anything I want. I think you need that reassurance, that love, and that brutal honesty in a lot of these cases too.
Yeah, but how long did it take you to get to that level where taking the brutal honesty is actually okay?
Yeah,
Because do you like, I think about growing up and you sat there and you took all this brutal honesty from these teachers that were just giving it to you like boom, 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 boom. And at some point in time, sometimes you would be like, well, fuck this authority.
yeah.
And so when is it, you know, someone being an authoritative, you know, dickhead to you versus being, you know, an authoritative, you know, loving figure?
Yeah.
How do you differentiate that?
Yeah, I guess for me, like it's again not so much the thought of being strong. It is the like, oh, I deal with too much shit. Like, oh my, I'm always dealing with something, and I think that just comes from like the amount of shit I've dealt with in the past through like my parents' divorce, from losing people, from, you know, losing jobs, losing everything for the most part. Growing up with, you know, just enough money. Growing up with like, you know, even nowadays, like we live in this generation where like people don't have money. Like we do, but like that shit's spent before you get it for the most part for a lot of us. And it's tough to like even go to someone from a generation above you when you're talking about those types of things, because they might not even understand that. But I think what you have to understand is a lot of the time, and what I try to portray to even like my little brother is you're best served trying to at least take some type of advice from people who have been there and done that. Like you have the benefit of having people around you who have seen a lot of these things in life. So if you can just take like that little piece of advice, not all of it, but again, like we've talked about, just a little like nugget of something that can help carry you. Or when I'm in that victim mentality shit of like, oh, this always happens to me or whatever it might be, is like, and then have someone just bring you back down to earth, like, dude, shit happens to everybody. Like the truth of the matter is, like, I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh my God, I could have picked 15 different fucking stories. Like in all reality, as I'm writing them, I'm like, I'm sure Jeff and Zach feel the same exact way. And the reality is like, if you can just find a way to have those people around, not to reassure yourself that you're strong, but to also kind of like level you out in the sense of like, yeah, you are strong, but like also people are like dealing with a lot of shit too. So like realistically, you kind of got to be respectful for every other human being. You're not the only person out here in planet Earth. You're surrounded by 7 billion other people, man.
You know, I think once people realize that though, that's it. Like you just said, once people realize like everybody got shit, like you start to put it all in the pan. Like it's like for me, like I'm like, all right, you having a shitty day, but you know, don't treat the fucking dude at McDonald's like that because he's forgot your whatever, your fucking barbecue sauce or whatever. You know how people
they always forget the sauce.
Yeah.
That's the issue though. Is they always forget the sauce. Like I'm cool. I'm not gonna be upset, but like
so you having a bad day.
You
It's
ever
like,
try
here
to
you go, motherfucker. Like, but on a good day, it's like, these motherfuckers always forget the sauce, and you memorize it like that, right? But then when you having a bad day, it's like, you motherfuckers always forget the sauce.
Yeah.
Now you
instead of just checking the bag, stepping
Right,
back
right.
inside, I do that. I'll check the bag. I'm going back in. Hey man, you forgot my ranch. You know, I'm not going home and eat these dry ass nuggets. I barely wanted them. Oh man.
I think my problem has come from wanting to be that, you know, you sit here and talk about how beneficial it is to actually find those people who have, traveled that path before you, and take those beautiful, little wisdom nuggets, away from those people. Hence, they don't need any ranch for those nuggets. But anywho, my problem has been I felt so independent, and I wanted to be the guy who, stuck his flag first, got up the mountain, stuck his flag, and I was the first person to do this. I was the first person to do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. That it took me so long to get to a place where it was, yeah, but how much farther could you really go with a team? You always wanted to be a part of that team, and you tried so hard to be a part of those teams, and maybe those just weren't the right sports teams that you were a part of when you were younger. Maybe you were supposed to build your own team, whether that be a business or something, Zach. So why are you sitting here getting so, flustered over minute details that there's always these other opportunities coming down the pathway for you, that it's always been, hey, find some people to work with, learn from them, because you're going to learn so much more about yourself, because the people who you surround yourself with are ultimately little mirrors of you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and they see you in a different way than you see you. So like whatever my interpretation of myself is, Jeff thinks of me in a completely different way than I think of myself. The way Jeff sees me is different from the way you see me. And that alone opens up so many different avenues for you to learn about yourself, because what he might see in me might be different from what you would see in me, but both those could be beneficial for me to know, because then I'm like, oh shit, those are things I never even recognized about myself.
Well, I think about a perfect example was like we were at a pickleball and pickleball and this
Jeff,
is
you ever played
hilarious.
pickleball?
No.
And might as
Proven.
well
Point proven.
might as well pick, at a lacrosse game.
Brothers ain't get there yet. We get into every sport, bro. Pickleball's coming. Y'all just keeping it secret over there. You know what I mean? Look, you saw the brother on the tennis. What was his name? I forget. Black dude that wear the headband.
Tiger Woods.
No, that's golf. Different black dude, different sport.
Yeah.
I forget his name. Anyway, the tennis dude. I forget his name. Dude, he lost. Like he historically lost. He was like ranked high as hell. He was a USA. I forget. Don't get me
I'm not a
started.
tennis person.
Me
I'm
neither,
sorry,
so
dog.
well, let's fuck it then move on. But anyway, dude folded. He had black people out there like, oh, tennis. He folded. It was like, that was it. It was short-lived. It was over. Bro.
I think about perfect example is I sometimes get real uncomfortable when I'm very open to just stand my ground and stick up for myself. But then after I do it, and you got people either, whispering around and talking and whatnot, you start to feel uncomfortable. Like, should I have not done that? And then your buddy goes, man, I wish I had that kind of confidence. I need a little bit of that in my life. I should stick up for myself more. And you go, okay, hold up. What? Now I'm confused. Now I'm questioning. Was that okay? Was that not okay? And that's where,
What did I do?
yeah, having those people before you to, see those pathways as being acceptable.
Yeah,
is super beneficial.
Well, it can be something as small as setting barriers for not wanting to do something, and people can go like, oh man, that guy's an ass. Like he doesn't come out and hang out with us anymore. He doesn't do this or that. And then like I'm the person who's always there. I'm at every function. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, I'll sit back and like, oh, you might think he's an asshole, but I actually probably could learn something from this guy. He's completely okay with saying no.
Yeah.
And that's powerful.
Yeah. And there's a lot that like he could be, and he doesn't give a shit, or she doesn't get, or they don't, it doesn't matter. Like, doesn't give a shit about, what you think. They know they can set that barrier. And like, while it might be the easy way out for me to go, oh, here, yeah, I showed up again, but at what sacrifice? You know what I mean? Compared to someone who's willing to say no and take the brunt that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
I'll be honest with you, bro. So like when you think about like those moments, like we don't like kind of like what we were talking about, you don't see it because you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like for me, like that when I was locking in like nursing school, I didn't realize what I was doing. I wasn't hanging with nobody. I wasn't outside. I wasn't playing my video game. I wasn't doing shit, dude. I wasn't doing nothing. There was people, my like friends of mine, texting me, "You all right?" Like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good, man. I'm all right. But in those moments, you don't realize what you're doing. You need people from the outside to tell you, like, hey, dude, like, you are, like I said, you locked in on something, and then you explain it to them, like, dude, look, listen, the ones you love, the ones you care about, that are close to you. Hey, look, man, I know I've been a little distant, but I'm working on something here. Those are the ones that don't know, but the ones that know, they see you. Like my wife, she was watching me lock in. We talk about it. Like she'll tell me, like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, she got pictures, dude. She scrapbooked it. Like I swear, she'll like when I get down, like if I'm feeling like, man, fuck, like I'm starting to grow in my career. Like I'm starting to try to get promoted. I'm back in school trying to finish my BSN, and she's like my motivator, dude. She's like, she'll send me a fucking random picture on Thursday of me back in the day, just a picture of me locked in studying, dude. I'm like, where'd you get that? She's like, remember that? That was when you was taking that class and you thought you was gonna fail. She's like, remember that? I was like, fuck. Like, damn, dude. Like, they're the ones that keep you together, dude. Like, I didn't even get all emotional and shit, but like, I think about
real.
that. It's the people, It's like they're the ones. Like when you underestimate your strength, they're the ones that remind you. Like, don't forget. It's like that Mr. Miyagi shit. It's like, become, like, oh, where's these lessons coming from? It's like the people you love, dude. You pay attention, them lessons come, dude. They're there.
Send Jeff pictures of him washing the car.
Hell yeah. Look, me. It's like, don't forget, motherfucker. But it's that. That's it, though. It's like the proof is in the pudding. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's her sending me, like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't lose sight, because it's easy. Like I said, we underestimate it because we're just doing. We don't, like me, I didn't realize, like, at the time, that was a mental lock-in. Or when you come out on the other side, you go, oh, shit, okay, that's what that was. That's what that's called. Yeah. Getting your shit together. Oh, that's what they mean when they say get your shit together. And it's easier said than done. But, like, for me, that's it, dude. Like, I never seen that. Like, you know what I mean? And if I could see myself the way my wife saw me, dude, I would have been a fucking brain surgeon. Like, I always think, like, we're men. Like, we don't think we're stupid. Like, nobody goes, hey, I'm stupid. Like, you think you're smart. Right, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you really think that. Like, you say to yourself, like, I'm a man, I'm capable. And then, but when you got other people that goes, no, you're real capable. Like, you need to see this shit, dog. Like, you capable. Like, don't sell yourself short. I used to have this one professor when I was in biology. I was in California. I got A's on all his tests. And he was like, what are you taking biology for? I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a nurse. He said, a nurse? He was disappointed, bro. He said, Jeff, I've been teaching this class for 22 years. I have never got anybody get all A's on all my exams, ever. Yeah. Ever. He said, I thought you were cheating. He's like, I really did. He's like, I thought you were cheating, dude. I was like, oh, Professor Rojas? No. Never did. Dude, me and him worked on a curriculum for nursing. He was one of my teachers. Dude. He's like, I need to make my class more geared towards nurses. All nurses take my class, but they fail, and I don't know why. And I said, dude, straight up, you're focusing on the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get off the road, but that's it. You know what I mean? It's like you see those things. Like, those are your strengths. Like people remind you. That's all the point I wanted to drive home, is like, we don't know it. And if I could see myself in that light, oh my God, bro, the possibilities would have been endless for me. Like, I would have probably went, could you imagine if hey bro, AD, if you put your mind to that, you'll be a millionaire. And man, whatever, man, shut up. But if you actually apply yourself and do it, people, like you said, people see it from the outside. You don't know how I see you, AD. You should do that a little bit, dude. You're really good at that. Am I? Yeah. Yeah, you're really fucking good at that, bro. You don't realize. It's like what you tell me, dude. Jump on this podcast with us. You and him. Dude, you got the gift of gab. Just come talk to us. Fuck it. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. Be cool, bro. You got it naturally. The rest will come. Yeah. And I don't know that. I just like to fucking talk. Yeah. I don't know that. So you guys.
How cool of a regenerative loop was that, though, for you? Like, your teacher, you were taking so much from him, and then he turns around and you're looking at him as a mentor. He's like, hey. And collaborate with me.
It's cool because, like, you don't realize it. Like I said, like, that's the biggest thing. It's like, I'm just going through the motions, going through his class, and me and him started a dialogue. Like, I'll tell you, like, this is what made him do it. Our final exam was take a drop of blood, and no piece of paper, no answer form, and trace it from start to finish, where it goes into the entire body of the heart, everything, and back. Dude, I drew that shit, and I was done in like 20 minutes. He was like, wow, he was like, yeah, we need to talk. Like, me and you gonna talk. Like, this is it. Like, you got a different kind of brain thing going on. Like, the rest of these girls in here is you got some shit going on. But like you said, though, it turns into like, man, and I feel bad. I lost touch when I moved back here. But like me and him, like, dude, we were working on some shit. Like we was building a curriculum. Like he was taking all of the physics stuff out of it. Like, all the stuff that nurses just don't understand. And I was like helping him like gear the class towards that. It was beautiful, dude. Like,
That's
honestly,
pretty awesome.
it gave me confidence. I'm like, damn, am I really that smart that this dude really just want to pick my brain about shit? I'm like, why me? You know? It's like, why me? It's different.
That's
you know?
special.
Hell yeah, bro. It's different.
Yeah.
You got anything else to say on how we underestimate our own strength?
Nah, let's keep ripping, dude. Why don't you line it up?
All right, folks.
I got it. So, okay, so number 3, what does Zach's dealing with some technical difficulties? Thank you for bearing with us today. We, I don't know if you ever got a frowny face on your desktop computer, but Zach came into a sad looking face on his desktop today. R.I.P. Maybe not. Hey, shout out Titty.
Titty always hit us with the RIP.
So, okay, we'll keep rolling here. What does standing the test of time mean to you personally, and how do you build a life mindset or legacy that will last? Zach.
Mine's standing the test of time is for leading a absolutely fulfilling life where I'm going into deep age with mobility, with mind, and with all mental like fortitude. So I want to be 111 years old, still ripping my bike.
One, baby.
Yeah.
Dude. Did you imagine being out there on the panhandle, 111 years old?
Could you imagine doing 111 miles at 111 years old, dude?
Doing the
I can tell you, you can do it. We went up to Ohio Powell one time, like my first time ever going up
Yeah.
there. We went to this little restaurant and out in the back, dude, bunch of old heads.
Yeah.
All geared up with the shit on. I said, look at these dudes, man. They look like fucking superheroes. Dude just unzipped this joint, came out. I said, holy fuck. Like, dude just bust out whatever amount of miles on a bike. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in good shape. I'm out of breath from walking from the fucking bathroom. And old dudes like, yeah, so you can do it, bro.
Yeah, it's now that we've been doing these bike MS rides, man, rolling with these older folks who've been riding their bikes for how many years? We got a group of guys on the team, that the charity team we're a part of. They were doing a trip every year together. They did like 40 years worth of, 30, 40 years worth of trips. They did the entire Tour de France one year. Like they just go away for like a week or two and just ride their bike somewhere, do a cycling trip.
That's so
And they're just gangsters nowadays. They're getting old and they're still badass, dude. But yeah, mine is standing the test of time. Like we had a episode where, I was talking about the different guys that are out there saying they're going to live to be 150 years old. They're going to be the first person in Western, civilization that's going to live to be 150 years old. And you asked me, if you don't live to be 150 years old, what does that mean? You didn't succeed? You failed? And I said, no, that's not what it means. But if that guy wants to do it, then I totally want to fucking do it too, because why not? And it's not about continuing to I want to live forever. That's not what it is about. No. It's definitely not that type of mentality. When I come to that age of being able to get to that place where I've now said, all right, I've learned everything that I need to learn on this go round. It's time. That's kind of, I want to have that, Zen situation of all right, I've lived a hell of a fucking life. Now it's time to chill.
I go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm happy.
But I want to see several generations. I'm 33 and I don't really have any intentions on having a kid just yet. So I would like to, potentially start a family and be able to be, 70 years old, still a fucking badass, and my kid's 30 and we can still do some shit.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel that. I was thinking about this for me. I came up with just more of an idea of I think think of like things eroding. I think like a lighthouse or something. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think of test of time. I also was doing this, and I was watching TV out the side, and I had a Ford truck commercial come on. I was like, "Built Ford tough." I'm like, that's me, dude. I'm a fucking Ford.
Hey,
Pick.
the thing drop.
I'm fucking F-250, dog. So like for me, it's interesting because like I think about like, okay, lighthouse, like, okay, all the weather, the rain, like erosion, the cracks, the waves crashing up, and like even on a sunny day, it stands the same as it does on a rainy day. It stands tall. It takes everything you throw at it, and it's the same for it no matter what. And I think that's kind of what that means to me. And you know, it's kind of tough. We've talked about it, and you mentioned already that mental fortitude. Like that's pretty important for this type of standpoint, because you're going to continue to deal with issues. And for me, like I feel like I've been like a seasoned vet. Like I've seen a lot in my years. So like there's not a lot that can kind of throw me out of the way. I am blessed, like you said, to not have dealt with a lot of true loss in my life, like in that hit home, and I'm pretty blessed for that. But I feel like I'm building up this mental fortitude that like I want to make sure that I'm leveled out emotionally when those types of things happen. I'm the same person. I'm strong for the people around me, and I'm strong for myself. That way, like, you know, those tough times in life that are going to continue to happen don't knock me off my socks. And I think it also has to do with, you know, not only building yourself up, but also shedding the old versions of yourself too, like getting rid of those types of things that don't really define you. Whether it's like, and we've talked about this past episodes, the lack of confidence, the lashing out when you get upset, whatever it might be. And I know that if I'm going to last, like those things aren't going to be around to serve me. There's no way that I can continue to build up that fortitude to be a long-lasting figure that's going to stand the test of time, that's going to be a beneficial person to those people around them, if I can't shed the types of things that don't even serve me. Because if they don't serve me, they sure as hell don't serve the people around me. So I think for me, like now more than ever, and I'm still trying to hold myself accountable to it, I am starting to think of my future self more. I don't think I've done that, and it's probably a survival mode type instinct of, you know, I just need to get through today. But now it's not so much that standpoint. Like if I want to build a family with my girlfriend, or even just a comfortable life, if it was just us two, like build a comfortable life, like I need to make sure that I am planning ahead as opposed to surviving today. So that's the kind of way I'm looking at it. And I would like to challenge myself to dig into that more, but that's another story for another time, I think, to be honest with you.
Do you know what I thought of as being something really cool in that is you're talking about being a lighthouse. And when I'm sitting here thinking about being a lighthouse and you're talking about, I can't be this person who lashes out. All right, so let's take a lighthouse and remove the thought of it being just a lighthouse. Now it's a fort.
Yeah.
So this fort is going to stand the test of time. So am I a person who's able to, you know, defend myself forever to where I can, you know, go forever? I'm standing the test of time. My structure is solid versus now I'm this person who I got to have a little bit of lash out capability.
Yeah.
So now in that concept of being able to lash out in this fort, I got to have some, you know, mechanical objects that would shoot, you know, whether it be a cannon, whether it be, you know, catapult or something.
Yeah.
These are now things that I have to actually keep up with. There's maintenance that has to be done versus this fort that is just built strong, sturdy. And I can, you know, I'm not a person who lashes out anymore. Dude, the whole concept of just being like strong fortitude and the whole idea of being a person who is strong in fortitude and just not lashing out and allowing those things like totally solidified in my brain of this equals this kind of situation right now.
Yeah, defense wins championships, dog.
Arguably.
Get on defense, man.
Yeah, man, you'll be in your fort just like working on the podcast, the core laptop, like people trying to knock down the walls outside. You're like, nah, dude, you ain't getting through that shit.
Exactly.
I got the moat. I got everything I
He
need.
said, I got the moat. The drawbridge is not coming down.
No,
boy.
it ain't, man. That is a one-way bridge, man. Only when I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Jeff, what about you, man? Standing the test of time.
To piggyback off something you said, like honestly, you said you're trying to start thinking about your future self, right?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Like honestly, like when I think about standing the test of time, like did I do what I wanted to do? Did I have it my way? You know what I mean? And for me, having it my way is, like I told you before, living a life of service, dude. Like I chose my career, like my life, like everything I do is for everybody else. Like, and that's how you, to me, that's how you stand the test of time, at least for the next 100 years, right? Once we're all dead and gone, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, but the cohort that we have here on earth now, the people that I know, the things that I can control, I don't want to ever be forgotten. That's like my big thing, like, dude, like I just don't want to be forgotten. Like, that's my legacy. Like, I want people when, like, any of you guys, like, Jeff, that's a good fucking dude. Zach, that's a good fucking dude. Like, Derek, that's a good fucking dude. That's all I want. You know what I mean? For me, it means a lot. You know what I mean? Like, in living that life of service and being there for, you know, like you, him, whatever. Like, when I left here last week, my car wouldn't start. The battery was dead in my key fob. 2 fucking seconds. You guys were out there, even, you know, your girl. Y'all, you need help, dude? You all right? Everything?
Yeah.
Fuck, like, I felt over-supported and shit. But it was great, you know, but that's what it is, do service. Like, be there for somebody, you know. That's how people don't forget you. That's my legacy.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff was a good fucking dude, man. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you chop it up. Just be a good fucking human, man. Like, be a good person, and people, your legacy will be that, you know. When people don't shit on your name, it's like, even if they want to, it's like, yeah, Jeff, but you know what? He's a good fucking dude, man. He had his shit. Everybody got their shit, right? We all got something.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like everything about everybody, but, you know, that's it for me, man. Like, honestly, like, that's what I want. Like, and I'm at that, like you said, I'm at that stage in my life where, like, I've done enough, and, like, I care about what people think about the rest of it. And not that I care about what they think. You know, it sounds fucked up when you say I care about what people think. Like, not like that, but like, you know, I care what the people that love me think. Let's just say it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck, you know. You
Keep them motherfuckers guessing, right?
You down the street. Yeah. But, you know, my loved ones, you know, like, people I care about, like, that matters to me. You know.
Oh yeah, you got to keep them guessing, right?
Yeah.
Was he really a good dude? I mean, how do I say something about Jeff? Because you know, how do I say something about him?
That one time he did come when I got. Fuck it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
My last M in my little 3 M's that I had would be malleable.
Oh.
So even though I'm sitting here talking about, you know, building this, you know, fort that is, you know, built to withstand the test of time, I still want to be able to become malleable to where I'm not, you know, 90 years old and these kids are saying 6, 7 and I'm getting pissed off because I don't know what the fucking lingo is.
What is he talking about?
What the fuck are they saying?
You turn 67 years old at your birthday, and your grandson's like 6, 7. You're like, what does that mean?
Just losing your shit.
You know it's bad when they talk about that and you hear 30 different answers and it's all older people saying, "Oh, I think it's a song." And oh shit, here they go.
I think it's a song.
Well, that's how you know that meme is dying, dude.
It's done.
Yeah, I got people at work saying, and I'm like, that shit is done.
Send me that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, that's how you know, dude. It's about a week away from going on Facebook when you got like some old woman on a freaking community post. You know it's over, dude. That shit is cooked. Oh, roll.
So for you, gangster,
Yeah.
is there a difference between being strong and appearing strong?
Yeah. Appearing strong is like a PowerPoint presentation.
I like that.
Isn't it, dude? It's just like you're trying to serve everyone around you. You're trying to play to the room. Like, you're going to craft a couple of jokes to make yourself feel comfortable, make everyone else feel comfortable. But inside, you're just fucking crumbling. And it's so tough, man. Because, like, for me, it's been something that I've probably dealt with a lot more internal struggle than people would realize about me. And I think that's the point, is like, I don't want to burden people with that. I want to be good enough for the people around me. And I fall short of that. I worry a lot about, am I being a good enough individual to the people that love me? Am I showing up the way I need to show up for those types of people? And I think that's the pressure, man. You want to be solid for those types of people around you. And I think just trying to like, God, dude, I've been the victim of compartmentalization. Oh my God, bro. And like just stuffing it down. And I think that's just that's an epidemic in itself. Compartmentalization is like thinking about, like, dude, for me, it's like I thought of my center console in my old car, the amount of shit that was in there. And like, dude, the Ark of the Covenant's probably down there, bro. My old car is still sitting in a junkyard because I had so much shit that I was like, I don't want to deal with this now. I'll deal with it later. There's like 6 parking tickets. I probably got like, I got a bunch of shit that I needed, notes from work I needed, for like $20 down to the bottom of it, like just all kinds of shit that isn't there. And I think it's just like this illusion of strength, like can be detrimental. It also can benefit you as well in the sense of like showing that you can show up in those tough times. You can persevere. You can be there for yourself as much as you need to be. You just have to be able to accept the balance that comes with it, which means like, you know, showing up tough, but also sitting down and being honest with yourself. Like, I need a break. Like, I need to chill. You need to like take some time for yourself and reflect more than project, or even like just like keep showing up every day, expecting that you're going to be able to just be that strong individual all the time. And that becomes tough, man. You know, the one thing for like actual strength for me, my dad kept hitting me with this when I got passed over for promotion at work. He says this all the time, but it didn't hit until recently. There's a guy back in the, I believe it was in the Marines. It was either Marines or police force, whatever one this story came from. But it was a guy who like should have gotten a promotion 4, 5, 6 times. And every time he get passed over, he never got pissed off. Dude would never get pissed off. He would just say, can't keep a good man down. And you go, okay, fucking lame, dude. Like you just got steamrolled, and like kept saying it. My dad kept saying that to me, and I'm just like, if you think about it, like it is simple but true. Because if you tell yourself you believe it, then not only do you believe that you're here to serve the role of purpose, that the purpose will eventually be actualized, and then you can continue to chase the purpose until you achieve it. And then the matter is like, are you willing to sacrifice or accept those challenges it takes to get there? So, can't keep a good man down means like, hey, like, I'm just gonna keep fucking rolling. And like, I know what I'm here for. And if I just keep going, like, I'm going to get there eventually. It's just, what am I willing to deal with? What bullshit am I willing to deal with? And that for me is the complete opposite of like appearing strong. Like, that's truly being strong. So when he said that to me when I'm younger, I'm like, dude, this is like, no, I'm getting wronged right now. But it's on the other side, it turns into, okay, you know what? No, like, I know I'm here to serve a single purpose. I just wasn't ready to actualize it yet. I'm just going to continue to do what I need to do until I actually get there.
That's pretty powerful, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I love the appearing strong is the PowerPoint.
Yeah, you're up there. You got the clicker.
Absolutely
click,
hilarious.
you know, yeah. You're like, yeah, well, here I am. I'm doing great. Everything's awesome. I'm not, you know, you ever, I've done it. I said I'd do a PowerPoint presentation in front of like all my managers at work this year. And like, I'm up there and they're like, after like, you did an amazing job. And while I'm up there, I'm like, you're like, you know, the lights are brighter. Like, did someone turn the heat on in here, man? It's just like, that's what it looks like when you show up, like when you're dealing with shit, but you want to show up for those types of people. And like, there is, again, something beneficial to that, but you have to be honest with yourself too. And like, when you need to take a step away.
So what's the difference for you,
So I'll tell
my
you.
good sir?
So I will tell you. So to me, being strong, like actual strong, like sharing a little bit of sentiment with you boys, like the same thing, like persevering through shit. Like, that's somebody that's really strong, handling what life throws at you and coming out on the other end of fucking winter, man. Like, that's it. That's really strong. Like my man said, you know, shit gets tough. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna keep going, and that's it. But appearing to be strong, it's like I always reference like a piece. It's like a glass bottle, dude. A glass bottle strong, can hold liquid. Apply pressure. Guess what happens? Shatters. You got glass every fucking where. That strong bottle that held water is now fucking everywhere. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a China closet, a bungee cord hits, it breaks every. Who knows?
That's it,
I mean,
right? but that's it. That's the appearance of being strong. It's like, you know, apply pressure, and then you have to be able to withstand in those moments and keep persevering and be strong. That's what it is for me. Like, you have to keep on doing it, because if you don't, a little bit of pressure, boom, that's it for you. And pressure could present itself in any form.
yeah.
A bad day at work, fucking car breakdown, anything. That's pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the things like that keep building you, dude. Like, you keep dealing with that, you become stronger, right? Like you said, dude, you bank those memories. It's like, hold up, last time I did this, hold up, let me go back, grab that nugget from what my man said. I had a conversation with him about it last time this happened. Okay, let me put all these pieces together and make a better decision. Now I'm stronger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Instead of letting the pressure break me. That's you know, really strong. You know what I mean? But like, I will tell you, like, as a person, like for me, like appearing to be strong, like I've done things, like I've had a bad day or whatever, but like, you try to appear strong. You know, you do the things that you always do, right? You go to work, you come home, you do your house stuff. You know, you're a man. I'm a man. You know, I take care of my house. I'm walking strong. I'm walking tall, you know, when in reality, inside, dude, you're dead. You're like, fuck. you putting on this facade, but it takes good people that love you to go, hey, come here. It's all right. I know you ain't you're having a bad day or you not strong today. Come here, let me help you. And that's it. Like honestly, like that's being able to deal with things that like happen to you versus like real strength versus like appearing to be strong. And you need people to help you see your strength. Like, dude, you're strong. This is just a bad day. Like that's to me, that's beautiful. Like honestly, like I will tell you, like the last thing I was saying is like my wife would always say to me, like, you can do anything, Jeff. You're so smart. You could do this. You could. I wanted to be a barber. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to cut hair. Not that there's nothing wrong with that profession. She just knew that you're capable of so much more. Like, it's not that I don't want you, the stigma of it or this. I just want you to be so much more.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like, honestly, like, you need those people to see that, like, and those build on those strengths. Like, so, like, you don't have to appear to be strong anymore. You can be stronger and have people from the outside promote that strength. Like, that's, to me, that's great. If you can do that, if you can get to that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, appearing strong reminds me of like, you ever see those videos on YouTube or something where guys like, oh, this is my brand new indestructible phone case. Here, we're gonna test it. And he puts it under a car and rides over it and just shatters.
Oh, that makes me think of the Napoleon Dynamite when he backs over top of the Gladware.
And then he just drives off.
Drives
That
off.
is a spirit. That's appearing strong to a T. Absolutely. Yeah, he's like, all right, let's go outside, test it. Pump. Just drives off the other way.
Just leaves. I was gonna say the appearing strong is something that obviously this is the guy who's, oh, my shit don't, your shit don't stink like my shit. My shit stinks so great. But the appearing strong sometimes can be something that is beneficial to you to allow you to slowly transition yourself into the person who actually is strong.
Yep.
Because on those days, whenever it's, the entire world is just collapsing on you, or it feels like the entire world is collapsing on you, wouldn't it be better to be the guy who's putting on the fake facade of I am the strong person who can get through this versus the guy who's going, fuck this shit, fuck you, fuck, screw everybody, this is all bullshit, and just starting to get all hyperventilating type of horse shit, and versus the guy who's trying to appear strong and is not all the way to it. So like we said, every single thing that we've talked about on this podcast and will talk about on this podcast, there is a way to look at it from a positive and a negative. And for me, it is clearly the being strong is the person who you want to become. The appearing strong is the person you obviously don't want to become. But utilizing different bags and tools in different ways and shapes of form can ultimately elevate you to those different ways. We've always said, this is like checkers, man. There's not just one direct path to get, to the other side and get kinged. There's multiple different ways that you can go. So taking, a crazy leap going, I'm going to go down this dark alley of acting like I'm strong. Maybe that'll make me strong is not what I mean, but it also could be.
Yeah.
That's
it is true. No, and I had a struggle with that exact same thought.
So it's not always about being this version of yourself. And how do you guys feel about the hidden struggles of this whole situation? Because that's kind of what I'm talking about, is the hidden struggles to this being strong and appearing strong is that there are those abilities to look at being strong could also be looked at as, potentially negative. Like, whoa, you're a little too strong, my guy. Like, being strong also comes with its, how much intensity are you pushing into a situation?
What? I think it's the arena you're in, right?
Yes.
At work, okay, at work I can display X amount of I'm at home, I could do a little like you got to know. And that's like you said, like that's where it gets sketchy because you got to ride that scale. Because if you fuck up and go too crazy at work, you're fired. Now the home life is going to follow because now you're fucked. Let's go home and tell your girl you're fired. And, we can't pay the mortgage now. That's a different fucking struggle. You want to have that.
That's the first thing I thought of too. Like, try telling your manager, like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not. A good manager is not worried about your emotions. Sorry, they're not. They're
got
worried
a
about
job to
you.
get done.
Yeah, your pen to paper output. Like that's what they are worried about. So like, good job trying to freaking, or good luck trying to tell your manager like I don't feel like it, or digging deep in your emotions. Like that's when you have to put your emotions aside, your struggle aside, and like you said, that arena of like, hey man, like you might be down in the dumps, man, but you have to find a way to pull yourself up because this ties directly into like my my life, the way that the quality of life I have, and like if I let my emotions get the best of me, then like at what sacrifice, you know?
Yeah, there's a big difference between the HR manager and your personal department manager.
Right.
Human resources manager, she wants to make sure that you're having the greatest day of your life being here at
every
work.
day.
You know? Now, your boss, he just wants those damn numbers to look good.
Yeah, and that's what he's there for. That's his job isn't to worry about, hey, is Derek feeling all right today? Like a good manager will check in with you for sure, but on a day-to-day basis, man, like you got to find a way to show up. Like you made that agreement to be there. They're giving you cold hard cash to figure that out, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Absolutely. So keep rolling here. How do you continue building strength in the quiet seasons when no one is watching, cheering, or validating your growth? Jeff.
So for me, deep meditation, man. Like you always got to have some form of meditation. You gotta, whatever it is. I don't care if you smoke, drink, ride a bike, fucking car cruise, whatever it is you do, play video games, get to it. You know what I mean? That's to me like that's how I keep, man. It's like when I'm like nobody's around, no, you don't have my wife. Like my wife's my biggest cheerleader. When I don't have her, dude, like, I mean, my mom's, I got a decent amount of cheerleaders, but like. It's those moments when you in solace that you have to, I always say like 1,000 times on this show, dude, reflection, right? You got to go back to the memory bank. There's nobody around to validate you.
Yeah.
Who can validate you better than you, right? You go back to those moments and reflect and go, hold up, I got a memory bank of, how I dealt with this situation, whatever situation it is. Like, okay, I got a situation I'm dealing with. Hold up, let me go back. How did I deal with that? And being able to reflect alone during meditation. Like sometimes you do both. Like how many times have you smoking a J or something and you go, you meditating, bro. You smoking, you chilling, and you going into those spaces into your mind where it's like, okay, I can go back to memories or I could go back to storage, right? That self-storage, and then learn from that self-storage. And like it's like, I don't know, it's like going into the computer and finding something in the hard drive that you haven't touched for a while, and it's like, ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah, nobody's here I don't have no kind of platform, but I got a platform up here that I know exists.
Yeah.
And I could tap in. That's it for me. Like, dude, you tap in. Like, for me, I'll meditate all kind of ways. Like, I mean, even if I'm, like, fixing something, like, I'll go out there and mess with one of my cars. My wife said, what are you doing out there? Be out there for 4 hours doing something I was supposed to do to my car 6 months ago. You know what I mean? 6 months ago.
I know the feeling.
But that's going back to having something to do to take my mind to preoccupy that space, that meditation of whatever it is you need to do. Like some people, like sometimes you need to turn our minds off. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to do that. If you can't turn your mind off from reality and go inside, I know that sounds crazy as hell, but it's like, all right, today I'm not answering no text messages. I'm not calling nobody. It's self-care day. Today I'm gonna meditate, reflect. I'm in a bad space. I had a bad week. I'm not going to rely on my wife. I'm not going to rely on the podcast. I'm not going to rely on nothing. I'm going right in here today. I'm going for this. And for me, that's what I need to do for me. That's what works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've really, when it comes down to the morning time, I'm really trying to pick clarity over chaos. Start pumping all kind of information into yourself. You're already starting off for a chaotic day versus starting with some clarity. The big thing for me was in what you were talking about, this whole like essence around the idea of just, where am I trying to go with this? What's your answer to this one, dude?
So a lot of it, I'd say on my side, like discipline for sure. I think like, like trying to make sure like you're showing up as, you just said it too, like showing up as consistent as you possibly can, trying to outgrow those old bits of yourself, trying to make sure you stick to the habits that that serve you on your end too. And I think that that's something that will always serve me, not leaning into like when I was younger. Like I think I fell short in like sports because I didn't have that mental fortitude. Like, okay, keep pushing, you can be better, training, keep going, keep going. And now honestly, like I do believe that I can do anything. It's just about what I want to sacrifice to get there. Like what does my time allow me to sacrifice to get what I want, and kind of just picking those pockets as much as I can. So I think that, you know, the one thing that I can do as much as possible, I didn't get to do a lot of living carefree when I was younger. And I think living that more carefree, not leaning into the gray hairs and the and the stress of life that I feel like are, dude, I just trimmed the back of my neck. I got a nice gray pocket coming in back here. And like that gotta be stress for real. Like people get the grays like starting to show up top. I got pockets that are just like just growing, dude. Like back here, I'm like, why is this just gray on the back of my neck? Like, so I want to get away from that type of stuff, man. And ironically, like I was also pretty fearless as a kid, and I think that I need to lean into that more as an adult in a constructive way, I guess. Like the more I can just go out and say, you know what, like no. Like I know that I can go out and do this. I can go achieve this goal. I can go be the better person I want to be, and not being afraid of like failing, or not being afraid of what might come from living that fearless lifestyle again in a constructive way. Those are the types of things. But I think that discipline of like waking up every day, like you said, and like setting those times aside, or what you said, you know, in that meditation role of like, hey, I'm no matter what setting these pockets aside because I know this is what's going to help me collect my thoughts and be constructive moving forward, as opposed to like what it could be, which would be, oh, I'm just going to like throw that aside. I'm tired today. You know, I don't feel like doing this today. And like that's never going to help you grow. The opposite is, no matter how I feel, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, but it's a tough place to get to.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm not there. I'm talking about it. I ain't there.
I'm almost there. It takes time. Like, you know what it is? Like I think we kind of touched on that last episode. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got to get those memories there. You got to get those core, like those things stack up. You know what I mean? You got to build that up. You get to that. I mean, honestly, like I'm not there. Like I'm 40. I'm not there. You know what I mean? You guys, I got you by like what 6-7 years. Like, you know, it takes time. Like, but you got the right thing. You got the right steps in place though. You guys like just like any other guy, like. Find that solace, you know, you lock in, you know what you got to do, and you make that shit happen. Like, there's a difference. Like, the dudes who got their life together, like, you know, you got friends. The dudes that got their life together, the difference is people got their shit together, some people don't. That's just it. Like, either you got your shit together or you don't.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I feel you.
We need to have an episode on the whole brain connection to, you know, where they're going and what they think of how our brain actually works. Is we're actually tuning into something kind of like it's a cloud storage. That's where our memory is. And so having that ability to be able to turn yourself more into an antenna and like a Wi-Fi receptor to be able to link back to basically all of those memories is where you take yourself to that next level, dude.
Right. Yeah. That's time. Too.
Yes.
That's exactly, it ties right into that. Like, that's beautiful. It's time. Like, you know, you get so many years of memories. I can't tell you how many years of memories I got for certain topics. Like, there's different, like, things you could talk about that are fucking, like, well, I could go for hours.
Yeah.
But, like, it's the memories in life, like, the memories you bank. Like, the things, the lessons you learn, everything. It's, you bank all of that shit. And, but it's being able to pull from it. Like, that's the thing, is like having the mind clarity to be able to pull from that, especially when you're in a hot moment. Like, it's like, fuck, you frustrated. It's like, hold up. Like, it's easy to say, hold up. Let me pause. Let me think about last time. Okay. No, it don't work like that. But you know, you know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
I feel you. That's a beautiful thing to do, man. Like, to be able, I try to build my life doing that, dude. Like, I'm trying so fucking hard to every situation, think first. And it don't always happen, but like, if I keep saying it and I keep doing it, it gets better every fucking time. Like, every time, every situation's like, hold up, you can do it. You don't do it that way, but like in your mind, you do it. You know, and it just takes time.
The hard thing for me was it got to a place where I had to finally lock in that concept of I'm doing all of this for myself. So I grew up so much as this people pleaser, and you know, I want to, you know, my mom and dad cracked me the fuck up the other night at Thanksgiving. You know, my mom goes, Zach, so what do you want for, you know, Christmas? And my dad goes, world peace.
He hit you with the world peace.
Big Dan.
Big Dan
with the
I
slammer.
want meta.
Big Dan
Yeah,
just
you want
came in.
meta.
I want meta. I want the world peace.
That is
So
unreal.
it was a perfect situation because that's who I was. I was like, oh, I'm gonna build all these crazy amazing things for all these different for the world, for society. We're gonna turn ourselves into a type 9 civilization. We're gonna
the age
we're
of
gonna
Aquarius.
advance. Yeah, it's the age of Aquarius. And so I finally had to have this realization with myself, this hard realization that everything that I'm doing is for me and what I choose to do for myself. People get so pissed off. They look at someone like a Jeff Bezos. We'll use that perfect example. That motherfucker has a laser locked in on what he wants to do for him. They don't give it, this is, let's just say the people who people think, majority of people think are an asshole. Well, they're just living their life for themselves. And it's not really that they're an asshole. It's just that they're living for them. They're not thinking about those other situations.
They don't even hear your noise. They don't even hear your noise. They don't even hear you.
Bingo. And so that for me was it. I finally had to have that hard realization of I'm doing this all for myself because I started thinking about Pokemon. Okay.
Lordy.
And, correlating us to Pokemon, humans to Pokemon and vice versa and whatnot. Dude, at no point in time do I have this, rubric right now for my life as a human that says after I do X amount of push-ups, I'm going to be able to lift X amount of weights. After I do X amount of this, eat X amount of this, I'll be this amount of that, blah, blah, blah. There's no, you do this to be able to get that checklist type of thing in life. You can go in so many different directions. So like you look at not when you played the game Pokemon and you were, okay, whenever you get Squirtle to level 36, he's going to evolve the next one. But in the movie, there was no, in the TV show, there was no given parameters for when that motherfucker would evolve into his next level.
Yeah.
He'd be in the middle of a battle and he'd have, and a Pokemon would evolve just to be able to save him because they were so worried about protecting Ash that a Pokemon would just go, nah, motherfucker, I'm about to become more badass and just morph and just evolve.
Yep.
So when do you start to take into stock for yourself that once you have now put all these little chips into your backpack of I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, to be able to become those versions of yourselves. When do you finally have that self-realization that I just evolved into the exact person who I want to become?
Yeah.
When? I don't know if you actually really do. It's just one day you're like, oh shit, I've been fucking doing this for how fucking long?
Yeah, it's not even not even an actual moment either. Like you're not gonna go, oh, I'm friggin' riot you now, dude. Like that doesn't happen. But like you do get this opportunity to like, it doesn't surprise you the point, but like you actually just end up going like, no, I am that motherfucker. Like look exactly what I did. I just keep leveling up.
Yeah.
And like I don't even have to sit there and take a look at it. That can get a little exhausting to like not look at your accomplishments as a human being, but like if you just keep pushing with like that mental fortitude, that discipline, like you're gonna be surprised when you turn around and go like, oh dude, I am that dude. Like I'm that dude I've always wanted to be.
Yeah, but if you sit here and you constantly get pissed off that you're not that dude and you're not doing the things to become that dude, then you're never going to become that dude.
Yeah.
And so going through and not taking so much stock and just allowing yourself to just be is how you just evolve. And you're like, oh shit, I just went through 6 evolutions.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible.
It's people though that tell you. Like I said that before. It's like you said. Like I remember when it's about Pokemon. I remember when Charmeleon became Charizard or whatever the hell it was. Like
Yeah.
like
Nailed it.
everybody around was like, oh shit! Like dude ain't only spitting fire. He is fire. Like, dude been morphed and it's like everybody around you goes, chill. Yeah, but on a positive note, it's like you see it. Like oh yeah. Like if I'm talking to him. Like about you, like, hey, yeah, Zach on a different level, bro. You see how dude locking in now? Yo, you see he hitting them reps now? You see dude getting to 20 miles on the bike now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And
thinking
then-
about people, how you serve people and what we were talking about, like that's exactly how you serve people. By just taking care of yourself first and not worrying about anyone. If you take care of yourself first, all the worry about what you can do for others around you is taken care of because you are setting that standard for the people around you. Like, this is how I'm going to continue my life. And like, we talked about talk about the Snoop Dogg bit about the homies and riding with the people around you.
Oh yeah, so you obviously 100%. You got the old school Snoop's concept of, as you elevate, your homies either have to elevate with you or you're going to have to leave some homies behind. Because it's not about you bringing yourself back down to their level. It's about them bringing themselves up to your level. Because as soon as you bring yourselves back down to their level or even drop down one level, you lost the game.
Well, you shrink yourself.
Yeah.
You can't shrink yourself. Like, you struggle with that. Like, sometimes when you're growing, it's having that growth mindset. It's like, I'm going to keep growing no matter what the forces around me are trying to do. Even if they're trying to bring me down or give me negative energy, it's like, you know what? I'm rising above that shit.
Yeah.
No way you going to get to me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Write it out. One more. So, okay. Final question of the day here for us would be, if strength is already within you, the way a mountain already exists in stone, what are you currently chiseling away to reveal more of that power? Again, I've hit on this, but I think it is the chiseling away the things that don't serve me, the mindsets that don't serve me. Like, I am lucky in a lot of ways. I've been through a lot of shit, but like, there is this bit about me that like, if I can have a bad week and not remember why, like 2 weeks later, then I probably didn't have that bad of a week, dude. You know what I mean? I came home like, oh, my life was rough. Like, then you ask me on, next Tuesday, hey, that Monday you said you had a horrible day. What was wrong? And I go, oh, I don't know.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck is your problem, bro? So like, that type of shit, that victim mentality bullshit, the lashing out, the old self-neglect, like, that stuff needs to go, and it doesn't need to be chiseled away. Unfortunately, it needs to be like, you need to stack the TNT up there. It needs to be a controlled, what do they do? Controlled demolition. Just, I'm blowing this piece off and I'm unveiling what's totally underneath here. And I think that is where I could be. If I just want to find the best version, the most authentic version of myself, I think it's like putting myself into the most uncomfortable positions I possibly can. It's waking up in the morning when my body doesn't want to and going to work out because I know I'm not going to feel like it when I get home. So if that's the case, how can I find a way to find a pocket to serve myself? It's waking up early, setting that expectation where I have a great day, working myself out, doing the things that make me feel uncomfortable, having conversations with work that are people way over my head and putting myself in a position to fail. Like, those are the type of positions. Like, I need to learn to put myself in a position to fail. I've been afraid of failure like my whole life. I just want to find the pockets where I can succeed minimally before I fail to succeed astronomically. And that's bullshit. Like, I can't keep doing that. So I think for me, it's building that discipline. It's stacking the good habits. It's picking and choosing the people I'm around, the environments I put myself around, because that, just as much as you serve other people, if people are doing the work they need for themselves, then you're going to learn from those people just as much as they'll learn from you. And, I've watched my life from the outside. I think what I would see is like, if I were just looking at my life, I would be damn proud of the person that I am, or damn proud to know me as a person for all the things that I know that I've seen in my life. And I think that's one thing to really lean into is like, I know that I take care of myself. I know that I take care of the people around me. And it's hard to see it with my lenses, but with someone else's lenses, like, then that's why you need to learn to lean to the people around you, because they're going to reassure you of who you actually are and who the authentic version of yourself is.
I like that, dude.
Me too, dude. I know you since you were 8. I'm proud of you, dude. It's a safe space to say it. I'm fucking proud of you, man.
Thanks,
honestly.
man.
Like, you've been a hell of a guy. I tell people, I was like listening to this podcast before you asked me to jump on here. I'm like, damn, I'm learning a lot about my boy. Holy shit. But yeah, it's great, dude. But like,
Yeah.
it's like for me though, like it's it's an addition of what you just said. Like, I'm trying to break off the layers of how I present myself to people. Like, I'd sit here and beat y'all up about how I'm doing all this Zen master shit in my head, but I'll be honest, if I'm being true with myself, I don't always show up how I'm in here.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, we were driving to go get my wife's daughter in Maryland. Her, long story short, her grandma left her a doll when she died. We was falling apart. We found a place in Maryland that rebuilds the shit. We took it, like, in the car ride down there, dude. It's like, I got frustrated. Like, work called me, and I'm like, damn it, man. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm losing my shit all, like, 2 seconds, dude. We're having a good day, good moment. And I'm like, where's all this shit you saying up here? That's where the next layer for me. I'm trying to chisel off how I show up. Like, it's easy to say it in your head, and the people that are listening, going to listen know, like, oh, Jeff, don't do it. Like, cause they know, like I'm a hothead, I'll fly off. But like I'm learning to be that person in here, showing up now. That's the next phase for me. I got to learn how to show up the way I'm presenting myself in my head.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle because like, you know, in those moments, you just snap, you just go. But I'm learning to be, like you said, going back to my cloud and going, you know, build off of this moment. Don't let this one define you, but try to grow from it and be better in the next moment. So the next time something comes up, show up better. And I do bad at it every time, and I keep saying to myself, next time work call me, don't show up frustrated. Just, hello, how you doing? Yeah, we got it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Just even that one goal, man. Just that one, like,
Right,
next time.
right.
Just that next time.
Just next time.
The
Yeah,
one time. You
thank
don't have to
you,
do it
bro.
right every time. Just the next time.
One at a time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Short and brief, but that's it for me, bro. I just got to chisel the next. I got to chisel how I show up, man.
Yeah,
You know?
appreciate that. You want to wrap us out?
My big thing is chiseling out more, not so much time, but more time freedom. And that's kind of what been my whole premise of the whole reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. Because I have not given myself that opportunity or place to just be locked into one thing in particular. And I don't mean just locked in, I mean lost in one thing in particular. When I'm doing something, I'll be editing the podcast and it'll be like, okay, I'm editing the podcast now. I'm almost done. What's the next thing on my list? What do I have to do next? Versus, and I think about a perfect example was going to school. I went to school and my freshman year, I went off to pitch Johnstown. I got that opportunity that first year. Look, I was locked up little kid who didn't go to parties. I was released. I had my damn fun, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. And so I did not give myself that opportunity, which is one thing that I do look back on and think about, hey, I kind of sort of regret this situation. I didn't get an opportunity to just study. Like, for instance, yourself going to school and going back to nursing school. How nice would it have been to all you did was just your craft of studying versus going to work, going to school, having a girlfriend, having a wife, having any kind of like anything else that's a responsibility in your life. I look at some of these kids that get to go off to college and I'm like, man, dude, you got 4 years just as an opportunity just to be like, whatever the hell you wanted to do with your time, you got that opportunity. Did you create structure? Did you create chaos? What did you build with no other responsibilities other than that one thing of just, all I have to do is I'm here to get good grades or I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn.
I'm teaching that to my brother right now, dude. I'm like, you're 23. You live with me, bro. I love you to death. Like, just be what you want to be. He's like, oh, I want to be a journalist. Fucking go for it, dude. Go.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't care. Like, fail. Like you said, D, go fail. Go try it. I'm here for you. I got you, bro. Go fail. Go learn something about yourself.
Yeah, I love that. There was a quote that I heard recently that was the only way to become an expert is to be the fool over and over again. And I loved that way of looking.
People are
at
too
it.
proud for that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been too proud for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to fail. I don't want to look like a jackass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who
You want
wants
me
to look like the
jackass?
jackass?
And in all reality, dude, you're worried about other people. Those people are not thinking about you. They're not. No one is thinking about you. They might think about you in a second, like, oh, look at that fool with his pants on the ground. Like, you know,
Yeah.
but then they walk away and they're like, then they're worried about their bullshit. Like, you will find peace in Solomon in understanding that when you fail, you're the only one who's really worried about it. Like, truthfully.
Yeah.
Unless it has some groundbreaking like death stroke that really affects somebody in the worst way. Like when you fail, you know, it truly is, when you're trying to better yourself, it's respected and understood by the people around you for sure, or not even acknowledged at all. And you can find peace in that.
I will say I'm finding a lot more peace and solitude in the darkness. The darkness that we're talking about of, you know, working behind the scenes, you know, doing the off-season work. I actually am finding a lot more enjoyment in that in life than I did a lot. I will say I always enjoyed the process, but being alone was the thing that I didn't enjoy. The loneliness of working by yourselves. I always wanted to, like, every time I was practicing lacrosse, I was like, man, wouldn't it just be cool if I had another homie here who was doing his thing too and whatnot? Like, that camaraderie and that community was something that I really wanted of, it's not just me going to Planet Fitness by myself. It's me going with a homie and like we got a plan. We're trying to push each other. We're going farther. We're doing all that different type of stuff and excelling, that healthy competition that we've talked about before here of consistently pushing yourselves to that next level because of your, friend that you're a part of.
Yeah.
Is doing it.
Yeah.
So this was another absolute kick-ass episode on strength. How do I stand the test of time?
If I could turn back time.
I was waiting for it. I knew he'd come in with something.
Hey, hold on. I'll hit you with some some soft.
If I could turn back time.
You can't forget that part, dog. That's
You
it.
ever Delilah around? She's like, all right, let's go to the phone. Jeff's like, oh, I just got broken up with.
Oh, Delilah.
All right, get us out of here.
All right, y'all. This was an absolute kick-ass episode on strength. How do I stand the test of time? We always say, don't trust us, trust yourself on this podcast. We had Jeff, we had Derry, we had myself, Zach. I'll give these guys one last opportunity. You got anything to ride out on, Jeff?
Stay strong, boys. Stay
Hell yeah.
strong.
Hell yeah, brother.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.
Later.
Thanks again for tuning into episode 55, Strength. What does it look like to stand the test of time? Don't hesitate to catch the gang's next release, episode 56, Deadlines. My dog ate my homework, only works once. Ooh, well, deadlines are one of those things where, well, I think the gang realized and found out how important deadlines really are in life and why they do matter to them and definitely how they shape their habits. So this one's going to be a doozy on, well, getting your shit together, I guess. Well, let's give you two of those sneak peek questions from the episode outline. Question number one, how do deadlines affect your creativity? Do they motivate you or make you freeze up? Another question from that is question number 3. Do you think our culture glorifies busyness and deadlines too much? And how has that shaped the way you measure success or productivity? We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.